What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Doing a little digging around on the internet. Found out that Tamiya is re-releasing the fighter buggy, or fighting buggy, I should say. Originally released in 1982, it was re-released in 2014. That's what this kit is, 2014. Originally in the US and Europe, I believe it was called the Super Champ. In Japan, it was called the Fighting Buggy. Why they went with Fighting Buggy for the re-release, I don't know. I don't know if it was a licensing thing or what it was, but anyway, really cool looking buggy. Four different kits were released on this chassis. It's basically a Volkswagen suspension. The Ford Ranger, the Rough Rider buggy, the Sand Scorcher, which I think I called Sand Blaster at one point, but anyway, it's a Sand Scorcher, the Volkswagen Beetle, and this one, the Super Champ Fighting Buggy. So I figure somebody's thinking about getting one. I'll crack mine open, let you get a look at it. Very nice kit, very unique. Goes together different than anything else out there. I hear they're absolute joy to build. I never built one. Very unique rear suspension. One single shock that's horizontal with your little bottle of oil up there. And they call it a free-floating progressive dampening suspension. And basically what it is, if you're on rough terrain and the terrain pushes one wheel up, it forces the other wheel down. It is a locked differential in the transmission. So basically it almost forces the car to have traction with both tires all the time. How well it works, I don't know. But let's check it out. Excuse me. Let me move this out. There's not a whole lot in the kit. It does come with full ball bearings. I'll kind of go a little bit at a time here. As you can see, this is a lot of metal in this kit. Drives, motor, all your suspension components are all cast metal. There's your set of ball bearings. You get 2 pinions and 2 spur gears with the kit. And in this little box here, sorry for the plastic noise, there's your cage, roll bar and cage that goes around the gearbox and your roof piece. It does have a fiber reinforced plastic chassis, upper and lower deck. The original, I think, had fiberglass chassis plates, but I can't swear to it. I know the Ford Ranger, the Sand Scorcher, and I think the Rough Rider as well had actually a little clear plastic box that sealed that your receiver and everything went in. I don't think this one did when it was originally released. Here's your shock parts. Big spring for the rear shock, and the little bitty front shocks are in there. There's no spring in the front shocks. There's simply a dampener. There are springs in the front suspension that help with the front suspension. That's your bag B. And like I said, a lot of metal in this kit. Here's the bag A. That's more suspension components. A set of Allen wrenches. This does come with Allen head screws, as opposed to the normal Phillips that you get with a Tamiya kit. But like, there's your rear bumpers, machined aluminum. A lot of metal in this kit. There's your front bumper. Also has metal in it. And everybody's favorite D-bag. Everybody loves the D-bag. Just a lot of little screws and little bitty parts, rod ends, and so on. Body post. It does come with, I don't know if they've done that so you could put different body on it, but it actually has plastic body post with it, along with the aluminum one. Those are our shock parts. Of course, servo savers. And these are parts, I think, for your battery. This is made for Tamiya. Come out with the LF batteries, which I've looked. I've never seen them in stock anywhere, but it's got hold down brackets for the M size battery. I looked it up. It is 70 millimeters long, 38 millimeters wide, and 20 millimeters tall. The 6.6 volts, 1100 milliamp hour battery. And I kind of hunted around. I can't find them anywhere, so I don't even know if Tamiya is still making them. But I believe if you've got a strap, you can fit a regular strap through the chassis, so there is enough length there, I think, for a regular standard size, like nickel metal hydride. And the smaller, maybe lipo. There's your covers for your motor and your gear. Those are clear plastic. And there is another bottle of shock oil and more shock parts for the front shocks and parts for your steering servo are in there. And that's everything in that bag, or box of bags. Don't expect a whole lot of performance. I mean, this is not a high performance kit. I hear they run pretty good. But remember, this suspension was designed in 1979 when the original Rough Rider, I think it was the first one that had this suspension, this chassis. And here you have the other blister pack, front and rear tires. You got spike rear tires, regular groove front tires. And then there's your two transmission halves. They are cast aluminum. Like I said, it is very heavy duty. My understanding, Tamiya made a lot of improvements on it before they re-released it in 2014. And there we have our wheels. These are actually beadlock wheels, 3-piece beadlock wheels. Fat one's on the back, skinny one's on the front. And there's your driver. This part is not used. That's actually part of the Rough Rider, I believe. But there's your driver. Got his head. There's your spotlights. Dashboard. Here are the stickers or decals, whichever you prefer. Still basically the same as the original, except for the sponsored. These used to be KC highlighters and stuff. They used to be licensed stuff, but no longer. And then here's your body. Now this is a hard plastic body. I don't know, it just looks kind of fragile to me, but I don't know how much of a beating it would take. Slide it out of the bag. I mean, it's fairly thin, so I don't know how much abuse it could stand up to. But like I said, it's not a super high performance buggy. and your manual. And that's pretty much everything in the box. Pretty straightforward. I've heard several people say it's an absolute joy to put this kit together, or any of them on this chassis. I've heard it's a really fun chassis to build. 6-7 hours worth, not counting the body. A lot of thread lock involved, which I believe Tamiya does have the. Yeah, they do have a little thread lock included in the kit. That'll give you an idea of the finished chassis there. And I mean, it's unique. I remember seeing it on the hobby shelf back in 1983, and it was a little expensive back then for a young guy like myself, fresh out of high school. But it's pretty cool that they re-released it. They did re-release the Rough Rider, and of course they re-released the Sand Scorcher. They have never re-released the Ford Ranger. The Ford Ranger was this chassis with the same body that you get on a Blackfoot. Why they haven't re-released that one and they've done the other three, I don't know. Maybe they'll release it in the future, re-release it in the future. Hope so, because it's a really cool looking RC truck. But I don't know, time will tell. Tamiya kind of does things their own way. As anybody who's ever dealt with their stuff knows, they kind of got their way of doing things and they don't listen to anybody else. Which, you know, hey, is what it is. But anyway, figured I'd let everybody get a look at this kit. Really good looking kit. I think it's one of the best looking buggies ever made. Being in the US, it kind of reminds me of the buggies you used to see racing in, like the Baja 1000 and stuff like that, desert racing, which I imagine is what it's modeled after. But anyway, that's it for this one. If you're thinking about picking one up, like I said, don't expect a whole lot of great performance out of it, but I've heard they're fun to drive, fun to build. So till next time, later.